Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
A pleasant good morning, viewers. It is with esteemed honor to have been given the opportunity to be one of your hosts this morning on the #1 morning talk show, Tobago Updates. Good morning. We extend a warm welcome to those viewing virtually via YouTube, METV, or even via Smash Radio. And not forgetting those online via TobagoUpdates.com. We say good morning. It's that time again. Yes, Youth Wednesday, where our budding youth leaders are here to share with you, our viewing audience, using our innate talent and creativity. I am Mrs. Khadija Kent De Freitas, and on my left, I have the beautiful Miss
Natalia Nancis. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning. We are coming live from the Port Mall, Scarborough, Tobago. Yes, Natalia. So tell me, how do you feel this morning?
At first I was tired because, I've had a rough morning, but at the same time, I'm also very excited to be here, having the opportunity to host here on Tobago Updates. The excitement continues, of course, because, tomorrow is our 61st independence celebration. So I'm also very, very excited for that, right? I passed a few dress rehearsals on the highway. So if they're that excited to be starting dress rehearsals that early, I'm excited as well to see what they have in store for us, right? So what about you? How are you feeling this morning?
Yes, of course. It's a spirit of excitement in the air, jubilation, and we're hurling on the heels of our 61st independence celebration. So we must pay homage to our forefathers who have paved the way. Dr. Eric Eustace Williams, and then he also made mention that we are no Mother Africa, Mother India, we are Mother Trinidad and Tobago, where we come together unified as one. So I now allow you the opportunity to go straight into what we have this morning.
What do we have this morning? But in the spirit of excitement, I see that you are pushing forward. But before we get into those things, we'll just hand over to Tanika Cruikshank for our news in 90 seconds.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
Thank you, Khadija and Natalia. I am Tanika Cruikshank, and here is your news in 90 seconds for Wednesday, 30th of August, 2023. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine, speaking at a stakeholder consultation on inter-island transport and connectivity at Mount Irving Bay Resort in Tobago yesterday. He suggested that the solution to addressing disputes on the air bridge might not solely rely on the state-owned carrier, Caribbean Airlines Limited, or the government's intervention. While at the stakeholder consultation at Mount Irving Bay Resort, Augustine proposed looking beyond traditional solutions involving CAL and government actions. He urged the stakeholders, which included representatives from the Tobago Chamber of Commerce and the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association, to consider strategies that operate outside the purview of the Cabinet and CAL. Augustine suggested exploring the possibility of bringing other airlines directly to address the airbridge challenges. The National Transformation Alliance is questioning why their leader and former police commissioner, Gary Griffith, has not been invited to attend a toast at the nation at the Police Administrative Building as a part of the upcoming Independence Day celebrations. The toast is a traditional event held in honor of the Independence Day and typically features speeches from the Prime Minister and the police commissioner. The NTA, through its General Secretary Tim Timal, has communicated their concerns to the current police commissioner, Earl Herwood Christopher, arguing that proper protocol dictates that Griffith should be invited, given his past role as police commissioner from 2018 to 2021. Tobago police are currently investigating the death of a 67-year-old Reynald Fraser of Queen Street, Betsy Hope, Tobago. According to reports, an argument between Fraser and his neighbor occurred around 9 p.m. last Monday. The argument escalated, resulting in a physical altercation between the two individuals. During punches were exchanged. The altercation During the altercation, Fraser fell to the ground and subsequently complained of having difficulty breathing. After the altercation that led to Reynolds Fraser's difficulty in breathing, both the police and emergency health services were alerted. Unfortunately, Fraser passed away on the scene after the incident. And that concludes your news in 90 seconds. Talia and Khadija.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
And that was our news in 90 seconds. Thank you, Tanika. All right, so now we're going to head into an exciting time this morning where we're going to celebrate our birthday celebrants, sponsored by KFC.
This is your birthday shoutouts on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
So we send a special happy birthday to Miss Renee Jofil. Renee, we appreciate you and we pray that God blesses you bountifully. Immense love and blessing from the Tobago Updates family. Next we have Mr. Anton Parks, one of our very own head producers here at Tobago Updates. Mr. Parks, we extend a hearty happy birthday, wishing you long life, good health, prosperity.
Miss Marsha Phillips, happy birthday to you. Birthdays are an exciting time and I hope that you do enjoy it. God's blessings to you on this day. And of course, and last but not least, we have Interact Club President Clavier Simpson from Julian and the members of the Interact Club of Southwest Tobago. Birthday blessings, and they hope that you do enjoy the celebrations.
Birthday shoutouts on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
It is a blessing to be together for so many years. So we say happy anniversary to Barrington and Princess Bascom. They're celebrating 34 years today. All right, so Khadija started it off this morning telling me that I have to give them the rundown, right? And I take that time to give them the rundown right now. So today is an exciting one. Yes, we knew, we started with that this morning, saying that we are excited to be here. Yes. We are excited to see our Tobago in focus. We have a few interviews to be done. The first one will tell us a little bit about the IDB Fair 2023, and then we'll go into another interview with Reverend and Prophetess. We'll mention their names later on when Khadija takes us through that interview. Yes, Prayer Please Foundation. So that'll be your rundown for today.
One of the major learning curves encountered during the COVID-19 pandemic was the increased use of innovation and technology to conduct daily functions. This major hurdle affected the country's education sector tremendously, with teachers, students, and parents having to quickly find ways to continue teaching and learning using these means. Post-pandemic, the Division of Education, Research and Technology is finding ways to integrate online and in-person learning and teaching, thus establishing the Hybrid Education Committee.
A committee was put together, made up of persons within the Division of Education, principals, parents, etc., a large, varied stakeholder group, and we are working towards developing a very pragmatic policy guideline to help us to utilize all of the positive things that we got through the pandemic, along with our face-to-face.
This new initiative seeks to reduce teaching and learning loss due to several factors, such as unpredictable weather patterns or another pandemic situation. From early childhood to tertiary level education are represented on the committee with multi-departmental input and expertise from the division. Technical advisor from DIRTEC, Natasha Second, assured that this initiative is not just another talk shop, and the committee is well on its way to fulfill a seamless integration among all educational institutions on the island.
We wanted to look at all of the challenges and place a solution for each of them. So the guideline or the policy guidelines will meet all of the challenges that we could perceive of.
Ms. Second revealed that the committee, formed in April 2023, has a 6-month implementation deadline, which will include a pilot project in selected schools and the delivery of the completed policy and guidelines.
Wait, I don't even have suit and thing for this wedding. Why getting them things?
Go look Port Mall right over there.
Alright, thanks.
The Port Mall, where the varieties are large from your favorite stores, from restaurants to salons and from clothing stores to jewelry stores, located at Sanctus Hill, Scarborough, Tobago. Telephone number is 868-334-6589.
Wow. I didn't expect to see you here. Look good.
Thanks. It's all because of you and Port Mall. But here now I'm going to have with you. You want to join me?
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright.
Beat the rush and come on down to the Port Mall.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Live more.
Bagel Jam is back. Get ready to revel in paradise. Thursday, 31st August, Show Park Complex, Independence Celebrations meets the launch of Tobago Carnival in Bagel Jam. With a star-studded cast: Super Blue, Iwa, Johnny King, Pretty, Sherwayne Winchester, Stephanie Joseph, Tam Tam, Gerard Balfour, and featuring the Viking and Queen of Soca, Bunji Garlin and Fayan Lyons.
I never come here for no stand up.
Gates open 5:30 p.m. For more information, visit the Welcome Tobago Facebook and Instagram page. Come revel in paradise at Bago Jam.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, everyone. Again, with us we have this morning Miss Karina Coburn of the IDB Trinidad. Well, she is the Trinidad and Tobago country representative, and we have with us as well Mrs. Petalan Roberts, Chief Management Accountant, of the Tobago House of Assembly. Right, they're here to engage with us a conversation on the IDB Chair Fair 2023. Right, before we get into this, let me just mention, no hard questions. It's just a simple conversation, just to inform our audience on what the IDB Chair Fair 2023 is about. Yes? Right, so before we get into it, I think our viewing audience, and I included, would like to know what IDB's developing projects look like for Tobago? Well, Trinidad and Tobago. We'll start with Trinidad and Tobago first.
Sure.
Yeah.
So first, let me say good morning, Tobago. It's always wonderful to be here. The Inter-American Development Bank has been in Trinidad and Tobago for over 50 years.
Yes.
And we work on development projects in both the public and the private sector. So we have 3 windows. IDB, which deals with the public sector side, where we finance large development projects with the government. The IDB Lab, which is an experimental laboratory type initiative where we invest in MSMEs, small businesses, to help them with new and innovative initiatives. And then IDB Invest, where we partner with large private sector entities to invest in development projects.
All right. So you mentioned 3 windows, right? Could you expand a little bit more on those windows for us?
Well, sure. I think the main footprint we have is in the public sector. In that sense, we work in the sectors of water and sanitation, energy, housing and urban development, health as well. We have a portfolio that's valued at about $467 million in Trinidad and Tobago. And on the private sector side, we have done significant work with financial institutions to help them expand their lending to new areas and to vulnerable groups. While with IDB Lab, we have invested in a number of startups which are working in innovative new areas. These might include solid waste, recycling, things that are more innovative and exploratory in nature, and we want to get them started.
Oh, these projects do sound very exciting. Thank you so much. Now that we know a little bit about our IDB, we would like to know what the THA's role in this chair fair is before we move on into the chair fair itself. So could you tell us, Mrs. Roberts, a little bit of what the THA's function is in the IDB Chair Fair 2023?
Well, good morning, Tobago. Good morning to Tobago Updates, and good morning to the world at large that is listening on. Firstly, let me thank the IDB for this initiative. They are the ones that reach out to us to partner with this chair fair. When we first got the invitation and we saw the theme, Fun Can Make a Difference, we decided that we'll look at the thematic areas as well and we'll align them to our divisions.
Right.
So all our divisions were excited and on board. Our role is really to showcase what the Tobago House of Assembly is doing in terms of the thematic areas. We have digital transformation, we have health, we have housing, we have climate change, and those areas. So we did, from the get-go, we just, said, yes, we are on with this. The Chief Secretary also wanted us to expedite with excellence and efficiency. So that was my mandate. That was my role in this, coordinating the entire event with the divisions of the Tobago House of Assembly to ensure that we showcase what we can offer in these thematic areas.
Right, so we see the partnership between IDB and THA.
Yes, it is very important actually, because the IDB to us as a leading development bank in Latin America and the Caribbean, they also have done a lot of work with us in terms of capacity building, financing, and so forth. So this is just to embrace and to foster a better relationship with the IDB, partnering with them for Chair Fair 2023.
And we see even besides the Chair Fair, the IDB's 3 windows, the divisions can also partner in that aspect.
Definitely.
Right. So moving on into the exciting part of this, that was exciting, mind you, but the more exciting part is what we are here to hear about today. That is the Chair Fair 2023. So we'll start off. Ms. Coburn, you can tell us a little bit of what to expect from our Chair Fair and what it is.
Sure. So Chair Fair began 6 years ago because we thought at the IDB that there are many people who don't really understand our mandate and the work that we're doing in the country, even though it impacts and benefits them directly.
Right.
So we decided that what we really need to do is to go out to speak to citizens at the community level, meet them where they are, and speak to them in a more engaging, interactive way than we would at a conference or making a speech. And so we began by devising this event, which is about explaining the work of the Inter-American Development Bank to improve the lives of citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
And we engage with the local government authorities in order to put on the event.
Right.
So we have been to several locations in Trinidad. We've been to Arima, we've been to San Fernando, we've been to Chaguanas. And during the pandemic, we continued to host it online as a summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, we're super excited, absolutely excited to come to Tobago for the first time with Cheer Fair.
Welcome to Tobago with the Cheer Fair.
And you know, the theme, as Mrs. Roberts mentioned, is fun can make a difference. And we do believe that.
Mm-hmm.
It's super informal, no speeches will be there. There'll be no formalities. It's about engaging with the IDB and our partners. We'll be there in black shirts, not this shirt,
right.
but some other black shirts that we have. And the idea is, you know, come and talk to us, ask us questions about the work, learn something, bring your family, and really come out and have fun with us this afternoon.
So if I see Miss Coburn at this event, I could walk up to you and ask you questions?
Yeah, say, Karina, I want to know about the work that you've been doing in Tobago. I mean, we have been doing quite a lot of work here, not just in Trinidad. We have supported the construction of wastewater treatment plants here and the rehabilitation of those. We are supporting the Riseland housing development. We are working in health. TT Moves is here. It has a bus here that was financed under an IDB project. We're working with TIMA. We're working on training and capacity building for PPPs and on statistics. I mean, there's a lot of work we do in Tobago.
A lot of work, and I see a lot of partnerships.
Yes,
I love to hear this. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And Mrs. Roberts, my bad, is it possible for me to walk up to you in this fair for you to give me information on what the THA has partnered with the IDB to do?
Most definitely, as Karina says, it's a cheery event. It's not, as she said, it's not, I wouldn't say structured. Right. It's not one where you feel like the executive and this or the people that are in charge and organizing the event. We are all part of Cheer Fair. We will be all dressed down as well. The THA is very open to hear what the youths want to learn.
Yes.
And it would be very interactive. Lots of games, lots of sessions. We have a division that wants to construct a little roadway so we can look at traffic management.
Right.
We have the animation studio, ePixel from under EDCUT. They will be there to showcase what they've been doing. They've been doing a lot of work in Tobago in terms of reels and that animation and creativity aspect. A lot of people does not know what Tobago has to offer, and this is an excellent opportunity for Tobago to showcase what we have been doing in the thematic areas that are very important for Tobago, for the globe, and for the IDB.
This is very nice to hear. So informally, I could now come and have a conversation with you all, yes. And I get the explanation on what Tobago has to offer in terms of the Cheer Fair and the stuff being done through IDB. Yes? Right. So question to Miss Coburn. We know that you all had the Cheer Fair last year in Chaguanas. Yes, I read a little bit on that. It seemed very fun. Loved the article as well. Could you tell us why you all do it annually and not every term or, you know?
Right. Well, it takes a lot of effort to do Cheer Fair.
Right.
It's something that we have to think about carefully. It's not going to be just handing out pamphlets. Also, the IDB has a digital transformation focus in Trinidad and Tobago, and so we always try to find a venue that has Wi-Fi connectivity that will be available today. The signal will be boosted by B-Mobile today. Because a lot of what we want to discuss is how can we better deliver services using technology and leveraging digital tools. And so that will also be part of the event, So it takes quite a lot of effort and investment to mobilize, and we want to do it well.
Right.
You know?
So we want good execution for the event.
Absolutely.
So,
and it's supposed to be fun, but behind the fun is learning and meaning as well.
Right.
And that takes planning and execution.
Yes, I would imagine. This sounds like a very big thing, right? Could you explain to us a little bit of the theme that has been chosen?
Yeah.
Could you remind us of what the theme is?
Sure.
And how it was chosen?
So every year it's called Fun Can Make a Difference. We have been engaged for several weeks now in conversations with the THA and its divisions about how to make the interactions very engaging, gamify some of the interactions, make them interesting. There will be prizes, there will be surprises, there will be awards and rewards for visiting all of the booths and being able to talk about what you learned there. And lots of activities for kids and young people as well. So I think that it's something that the whole family should come out to do. It's from 1 to 5 at the Esplanade, right across the road. And you can't miss it. You know, as you pass by, anybody will be able to just walk in and be a part of Chair Fair.
So we cannot miss the IDB Chair Fair 2023.
No, this is important. I think just come and spend an hour with us this afternoon. You won't regret it.
Love to hear it. All right, so we'll hear a little bit more about that after our break. So we're taking a little break. And let me remind our viewers to share the live, share the live, share the live.
But this place is boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at Standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, Standard. What you have? What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be deed like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more, we got more. Standards have what you're searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beaten on quality and price. Ignite.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
And
Good
we
morning.
are back. We are having a conversation for those of you just joining us with Miss Karina Coburn, IDB Trinidad and Tobago Country Representative, and Mrs. Petalana Roberts, Chief Management Accountant of the Tobago House of Assembly. You all were just telling me about the theme of the Chair Fair 2023. It is Fun
Can Make a Difference.
Fun Can Make a Difference. This is the theme every year, and you continue with the theme this year, but we're doing it in Tobago, right? Let us continue by you telling me a little bit of the special projects that you all will be bringing to Tobago besides the Chair Fair. Is there anything else that the IDB will be bringing to us?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll mention 2 areas. One is that we do collaborate quite a bit with .cat and also the Tobago Hotel Association and Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association. We've done quite a lot of capacity building for the association's members in how to better market their product and how to promote themselves as boutique hotels for those who are in that segment. And we have also done an analysis of their digital readiness and provided training in that regard. Also, I'd like to mention the Blue Economy cluster that we work with. They will be exhibiting today at Chair Fair.
Okay.
We, about a year and a half ago, we announced a call for proposals where we made grants to small businesses working in the Blue Economy to promote new products or to help them bring to market new products. So it might be new beauty products based on the marine environment. It might be tour guides. It could be other initiatives that have to do with the sea and the ocean. And so we provided grants of $10,000 US or more to each of these entities to help launch their products. And they'll be there exhibiting today and showing some of what they've come up with.
Okay, all right. So thank you for that. Well, we know that the THA's role would not only be in the Chair Fair 2023, but it would also have other roles in projects that the IDB will be bringing to Tobago, as you would have mentioned, right? You mentioned capacity training. Yes, so I'll ask Ms. Petal and Robert to just give us a little bit more on that. What is the THA's partnership going to help with in that regard?
Okay, so as you know, the THA is more service driven and the people are very important. We collaborate and we work with the public mostly, and even within, you know, ourselves, among ourselves as colleagues and workers in the Tobago House of Assembly. So recently we have asked the IDB to provide training for us, capacity building, and they have said, okay, we can provide strategic planning, procurement. We have a new procurement legislation. So it's an opportunity for us to understand what the legislation says at a grassroots level, because I know the IDB was had a major role in the whole establishment and the development of the legislation. So they will come and they will explain to the Tobago House of Assembly, every single person, what this legislation is about, all the different clauses, bring it right down to a level, and also forward reporting. So we are looking forward to that capacity building. Yes, they are doing a lot of projects on the outside to build Tobago, but building the people to us is very important. So we want to capitalize on that with the IDB. So as soon as we finish Chair Fair, we would start planning for the new fiscal period for these training exercises with the IDB.
You said as soon as you finish the Chair Fair. So is there a possibility of this information being released in the Chair Fair itself, like we'll have an introduction to it?
Because Chair Fair is so cheery and enlightening, we do not want to bring that there. We really want to showcase what not only the THA, but we have private stakeholders as well. So this is not the forum. However, we'll use this opportunity to say what we will be doing with the IDB and what we would like the IDB to offer to the Tobago House of Assembly to build our people to make this island the greatest little island on the planet.
Okay. So we're having fun first and then we'll go into the more serious matters.
Yes.
All right. So, Ms. Coburn, what will make this Chair Fair different from the other ones that you've had before? Because you're coming to Tobago for the first time. So what exciting ventures are you going to add or maybe continue from the Chair Fairs that you've had in the past?
Sure. So this is the first Chair Fair in Tobago, but the IDB is no stranger to Tobago, as you have been hearing, and we will be returning to provide development assistance and support as part of our mandate. I think the first thing I want to mention is just how enthusiastic and engaged the Tobago House of Assembly and its divisions have been, and that alone is going to make this Chair Fair quite unique and different. Also, there are two very interesting and important features that I'd like to share with the viewers. One is that we treat Chair Fair as a sustainability event. We discourage the use of plastic bottles. We all know that this is impacting the environment, particularly the oceans and the blue economy and the rivers and waterways. And so we want to reduce the use of plastic by providing water available to the patrons free of cost And actually there'll be a tracker at the hydro station, it's called, which shows how many plastic bottles we're able to save during this event.
Wow. Okay.
So I challenge Tobago and all of the attendees to bring with you your reusable receptacles to drink and receive water. This will be available for you, so you'll be refreshed and you'll be able to see how many plastic bottles we're able to save in just one day.
All right.
Very important. Finally, we also have a special initiative, the first time at this Chair Fair Tobago, which is to collect sanitary products. What many people don't know is that there is a real challenge for women and girls with accessing sanitary products because of the expense. And we have found that over 70% of women and girls in Trinidad and Tobago have reported that they find it challenging to purchase these products on a monthly basis. And so we're inviting patrons to join the IDB in contributing to this cause. And this means bringing unopened packages of, tampons, pads, etc., other sanitary products to contribute to women and girls who really need this assistance. Because this is part of life.
Yes.
We need to demystify it. There's nothing shameful about it. And we need to make sure that every woman and girl in this country has access to those products.
Thank you. Well, I was about to ask if Chair Fair is open to the public, but I got my answer.
Yes, free
for
There's
everyone.
no charge to be there.
So Chair Fair is free and open to the public.
Yeah.
We are also asked to contribute sanitary napkins and these type of things to the Chair Fair so that we could help others in need. Yes. So you mentioned it once, but I want you to tell them, right? Because in Tobago, we try to keep to our time. And we're going to try to keep to that for the Chair Fair in 2023, right? So tell us, what time should we start bringing, they should start bringing their children to the Esplanade, to take part in some of the activities?
Listen, you want to be there on time at 1 o'clock. There isn't a gate, but the event itself will be open at 1. And we're going straight through to 5. There will be aerobics classes. They'll be able to do face painting. There'll be finger painting as well. They'll contribute to a mural, which we will be creating. And that will become a permanent part of Tobago because we'll hand that over at the end of the event. There are going to be lots of prizes, lots of interactive activities. So come early and get the most out of the event.
All right. So we have a lot for the children. Do we have anything for the parents?
Of course. Absolutely. I think that those who want to learn more about digitalization and technology should come along and learn something. As Mrs. Roberts mentioned, there'll be lots of activities hosted by the Tobago House of Assembly. In particular, the Division of Finance is going to have a very elaborate game about financial management, and we will have many banks and financial institutions there to guide you on budgeting, saving, and how to access mortgages and things like that. So that's going to be very important as you seek to advance your family and develop or access better economic benefits for you and your family.
Yes. So I'm starting to see where you really needed the time to plan Chair Fair.
Yes,
annually, right? So as we're wrapping up, I'll ask Ms. Roberts one more question. Could you tell us a little bit of what we can expect from the THA? Because we've heard where the IDB is going to bring their activities and stuff for the children, of course, some things for the adults. What is THA's role? What would you be bringing to the Chair Fair?
Well, as I said, all thematic areas, all the divisions are included. Every single division, from finance, food security, tourism, community development, health, settlements, all our divisions are on board. We also have TIMA, the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, under the Office of the Chief Secretary. They are bringing their mobile command unit so that persons can have a little tour and understand why we have this mobile command unit. Just in case we have a major catastrophe in Tobago, you can learn about this equipment. Also, they have had some equipment donated from a company in Australia, and those will be on display.
So they are very out of the box things that persons don't normally see, right? We'll have a cultural explosion throughout the entire event from start to finish. You'll see figures and cultural icons throughout the event, like, you know, your old-time wedding actors. You have the Dame Lorraine, you have the gorillas. Throughout the event, music, you have drumming, things that are very indigenous to Tobago. As Karina also said, we have an aerobics burnout. That's our final event. So those persons who want after work to come down and do a little workout, you can join us. It would be very enlightening, exciting, and interactive.
I want to mention one more thing as well, if I may, about health. You mentioned health, super important. As many of us might know, Trinidad and Tobago has a major challenge with obesity and persons being overweight. And this has led to an unprecedented level of non-communicable diseases like diabetes and hypertension. And so one of the things that will be offered at the event is the opportunity to test your numbers, do a health check, and get some advice on nutritious healthy food options. And so this is going to be a very important part of the event. We partner very closely with the Ministry of Health, and the TT Moves campaign is financed under an IDB project. And so they will be there as well, along with the TT Moves officials and the bus.
So we have a lot to look forward to at the Chair Fair 2023. Thank you so much, Mrs. Petalana Roberts and Miss Karina Coburn, for joining us here this morning to tell us a little bit about that. We'll see you guys at the Chair Fair 2023 on the Esplanade at 1 p.m. sharp.
Yes.
Right? Thank you so much. Thank you, viewers, for looking on. And we encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
IDB Chair Fair 2023 is on. Join us at the Scarborough Esplanade on Wednesday, 30th August from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., the day before the holiday, for an evening of fun, education, and excitement. As the Inter-American Development Bank in Trinidad and Tobago, along with the Tobago House of Assembly, invites you to bring out your family and friends. Exhibition booths and cultural displays, health and wellness festival featuring TT Moves, giveaways, and much more. This event is free. Fun can make a difference at IDB Chair Fair. Contact 822-6400 for more info.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bon Accord, right in Stobin Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, half-inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Of every young man and getting ready for back to school, outside of the new uniforms and new school books, is him getting a fresh haircut to go back to school. And so we want to make this a reality for some young men in our communities, from families who are low income and who are challenged by the economic situation that we face. And so on the 3rd of September, we want to have our second annual back to school haircut drive. And this year we're making it bigger and better. So in partnership with the California Foundation, the Tobago chapter, we are having 2 locations this year. We're going back to the Gem Supermarket car park from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And also we're going to be at the 3-level lounge in Delaford. So come out in your numbers, bring out your sons, your brothers, your nephews, your grandsons, and come out on that day, have that fresh haircut. But we want you also to register. So call 724-9825 to register so we know that you're coming. And we said, come out, have a good day, have a good time, and we're going to be having stationery giveaway as well. So come out in your numbers, and this is being brought to you by Senator Lawrence Islop and the Heliconia Foundation Tobago chapter. See you on the 3rd.
Trinidad and Tobago will celebrate its 61st independence anniversary on Thursday, 31st August 2023. Come out and support our armed and unarmed troops for the annual Independence Day Parade at Parade Grounds, Bacalet, starting at 8:30 a.m. Later, we launch the Tobago October Carnival with Bago Jam at the Shaw Park Complex. Gates open from 5 p.m. and from 8 p.m. we have the annual Independence Fireworks from the Shaw Park Field, celebrating 61 years of progress and development as a people and a proud nation.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
Thursday, 31st August, Shaw Park Complex, Independence Celebrations meets the launch of Tobago Carnival in Bago Jam. With a star-studded cast, Super Blue, Iowa, Johnny King, Pretty, Shaw Wayne Winchester, Stephanie Joseph, Tam Tam, Gerard Balfour, and featuring the Viking and Vi-Queen of Soca, Bunji Garlin and Fayan Lyons.
I never come here for no stand up.
Gates open 5:30 p.m. For more information, visit the Welcome Tobago Facebook and Instagram page. Come revel in paradise at Bago Jam.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Our national borders, our first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. If it does not look right, do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
will never be better. With Tobago, carnival fever. Book your passage and come on over.
Inner Health, number 13B, Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience, offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
At the Tobago, and is it with indeed esteem, pleasure, and honor to introduce to you one of our guest speakers this morning, Mr. Julian Skeet, who sits in the capacity as Youth Program Coordinator of the World of Work Program 2023. So we are going to have an interview with him virtually this morning. So I urge you to sit back, relax, and I hope that this would be informative for you all this morning. So we go to Julian. Good morning, Julian. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you too. It's good to sit on the other end.
Yes, and you know, we are speaking World of Work this morning. So I am asking you kindly to just give us a little synopsis, you know, of what the World of Work program entails.
Well, the World of Work program is one of those programs within the Department of Youth Development in the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport that really speaks to supporting our young persons in terms of building capacity and skill set as we prepare them for life, and more specifically, speaking to those skills that they require as young people going off into the world of work and having a greater appreciation and understanding. So it's really about exposing them in the first instance to that skill set. And I use the term expose because the World of Work program is focused on young persons ages 16 to 18. So this year we would have had yet another cycle in our execution, and this is actually our 15th year of executing since the inception of the program in 2009.
Well, congratulations to the World of Work program, because truth be told, I stand today as a testament of this program, you know, being able to be exposed to the indicable principles through the World of Work program. And can you explain to the viewers what are some core principles that the World of Work program, you know, embedded in our young people today?
Well, today is actually a big day for our young persons. Today is the graduation and closing ceremony. But the program in itself got started in July, where the young persons would have been exposed to training in areas such as resume writing, interview skills, public speaking and communication skills, their dress code, looking at things like customer service, financial management and investment, career planning, youth service and youth development. And in this year particularly, we were able to introduce some new areas, and that is speaking to the emergency response in our society now. And we had an area that spoke specifically coming from CERT 1000 in terms of their training program with TIMA. And we were also able to partner with the Assembly Legislature in a session that spoke to youth and governance. Students would have gotten an opportunity to visit and be able to have that historical perspective and understanding of governance coming from the Assembly Legislature. So those are just a few of the areas that we sought to cover and expose our young persons to in terms of building that capacity for youth excellence.
And that is amazing, truth be told, because in the space that we, you know, operate, it's very important for programs like these to be able to act as a preparatory bed for the next generation to be able to integrate into the world of work seamlessly. And I am at the juncture where I want to find out, you know, if they had, you know, opportunities of having an appreciation for holistic health.
Oh, certainly. We cover that as part of the area because we recognize, you know, whether it be treating with things like cornflake or whether it be in terms of one's diet, we've got to prepare the young person in a very all-round kind of manner. And therefore, we also look at those areas as part of their growth and development. Now, I should mention that further to that for us, when the program started off, the focus was just training. But in its 15-year period, over the last 15 years, it has really evolved to now even give an opportunity where there are interviews that are conducted. And for many of our participants, because of the age, it is their very first exposure to an interview. And then we have had the opportunity, thankfully, to partner with both the public and the private sector, very instrumental in coming on board to ensure that our trainees also have an internship period.
That is fantastic. So for all those young persons viewing this morning, what words of wisdom would you offer to them? What words of encouragement would you urge them to be a part of an instrumental program such as the World of Work?
I would want to remind our young persons that without a shadow of a doubt, you are excellent. And you are here to make your contribution in this society. You are here to make your contribution, no matter the odds that you may face. Because, from time to time, we tend to always hear the negatives being highlighted. And I want them to know without a shadow of a doubt, the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, led by our Secretary, Ms. Pastor Terence Baines, and Assistant Secretary with direct responsibility, Wayne Clark, and by extension, the Department of Youth Development, is here to support them in every way possible as we continue to explore youth excellence and to really seek to develop our young persons to the point where they can represent us with excellence, whether it be right here in Tobago or ultimately they have that capacity and skill set to compete anywhere in the world and make us proud. So we are here to support them on behalf of the Tobago House of Assembly.
And we thank you so much for that word of, recognition and acknowledgement that the Tobago House of Assembly is indeed working tremendously, exponentially over the years to ensure that our young people are equipped with the knowledge, the capacities, the skill sets to be able to excel anywhere in the world and to be competitive globally. So I am at the juncture now where I just want to find out, for those who are viewing, tell us some of the persons in private sector who have partnered with the World of Work program to make this an exciting one. Give us some intel.
Well, not a problem at all. Definitely, we have had the benefit over the years in terms of our partnerships that are taking place with entities such as the Tobago Animal Hospital, and I'm speaking now in terms of private sector. The Water and Sewerage Authority once again has come on board with us this year. We've had the Mount Pleasant Credit Union. We have also had with us in the lineup this year support through Blue Heron establishment. We have seen coming on board the Lambo Credit Union, First Citizens Bank, GA Farrell in terms of the evaluators, Nagico Insurance, Tobago branch coming on board. We've seen the support even coming from, Tadco as an entity that would have hosted our trainees, FEMA hosting our trainees as well, the Tobago Information Technology Limited 211. Certainly, I cannot forget Tobago Updates would have also been hosted some of our trainees, and certainly the list goes on. So we are very grateful, and we are always open to continuing to partner with the private and public sector to really give our interns this kind of exposure that helps them to grow and to develop.
Thank you so much. And in addition to that, it also gives young persons the opportunity to be able to build strong, interconnected networks that would help them to propel to the next level. So, Julian, I just want to thank you so much for your time and your expertise this morning, being able to share with us. And, as we wrap up, I want to remind viewers of the importance of a proverbial saying that a man's gift makes way for him and brings him in the ability to be able to interact with great men. Yes, Julian, you wanted to make final closing comments?
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you very much, and to also mention persons will be able to view the graduation ceremony via Tobago Updates when it is rebroadcast.
Thank you so much. So we urge all persons who are celebrating the graduates today, Wednesday, 30th August, to view live via Tobago updates. And I am at the juncture where I just want to thank all those, who have contributed to making this a success. And we urge you to continue to support our young people. They are the future of tomorrow. And I now allow us to be able to move into the next segment of this morning, GMT with Miss Candice Jackson. I am Miss Khadija Kent Freitas, and we thank you.
Let's get transformed together. A fitness program started under the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection to get its employees moving their bodies and eating healthier meals. After work during the week, staff participate in aerobics and dance sessions right on the division's compound. There are also hikes to various locations on the weekends or public holidays, and monthly weigh-in sessions.
I have been here from the beginning, but I mainly come on Tuesday. So I did the weigh-in and everything as well, and I'm enjoying the aerobic. It's excellent, right? So good workout. Her style is different, right? So you're getting the workout and I'm feeling it, and she's pushing you to your limit. So I like the challenge. I want to let people know that after the workout, you feel so excellent. It's a way of losing weight. It's a way of controlling if you have any chronic disease, high blood pressure, sugar. It will help to keep them under control. So I encourage people to join.
I think it's a great initiative. Since that one of the leading causes of death in Trinidad and Tobago is obesity. So this initiative would really help out a lot of people.
I think it's a really great initiative because I believe since we push for health and healthy eating and healthy living, we should walk the walk, right? So we can't be the ones telling everybody we want to eat healthy, be healthier, and then we are not doing what we say that telling people that they should do.
Even though we are office workers, we too face a lot of demands, a lot of stress levels during the day. So as I would have shared earlier, it's a nice way to unwind and de-stress before you get home to your various responsibilities. I would encourage you, Tobago House of Assembly, to continue initiatives such as this, because working in healthcare, our mental and emotional health is something that is vital, and the balance is critical.
We have a contest that goes along with it. Everybody took their way in to start. You check your blood pressure to start. You check your numbers. And we want to measure the progress as we go along. We have professionals. This is the Division of Health. So we have dietitians who are monitoring the group. And they would do the checks every now and then to see, so you know how you're progressing, if you're losing any weight. Of course, weight loss is 20% exercise. Weight loss is 80% diet. So this is just the motivator.
This fitness and nutrition initiative is open to all employees of the Tobago House of Assembly. For more information about this program, visit the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection's Facebook page.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. this is your show. More, live more.
IDB Chair Fair 2023 is on. Join us at the Scarborough Esplanade on Wednesday, 30th August from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. the day before the holiday for an evening of fun, education, and excitement. As the Inter-American Development Bank in Trinidad and Tobago, along with the Tobago House of Assembly, invites you to bring out your family and friends. Exhibition booths and cultural displays, health and wellness festival featuring TT moves, giveaways, and much more. This event is free. Fun can make a difference at IDB Chair Fair. Contact 822-6400 for more info.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Na 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 na. Good morning, Tobago. Na 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 na. Wake up with Candace and Denicia. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
Chief Secretary Fali Augustin suggests that solving the issues on the air bridge should not solely depend on Caribbean Airlines Limited or government intervention. During a stakeholder consultation, Augustin advocated exploring solutions beyond the conventional scope of CAL and government approaches. He also put forward the idea of considering other airlines to directly tackle air bridge challenges. Additionally, he instructed the Tourism Secretary Tasha Burris to establish a tourism transportation agency that engages stakeholders in devising inter-island travel solutions. And now to some crime. Tobago police are currently conducting an investigation into the death of 67-year-old Reynald Fraser from Queen Street, Betsy's Hope, Tobago. Reports indicate that a dispute between Fraser and his neighbor transpired around 9 p.m. on Monday. The disagreement escalated, leading to a physical confrontation where punches were exchanged. After the altercation, Fraser collapsed and experienced breathing difficulties. Authorities were informed, and both the police and emergency health services responded. Despite their efforts, Fraser succumbed to his injuries on the scene. And nationally, the National Transformation Alliance, NTA, is questioning why their leader and former police commissioner Gary Griffith has not been invited to attend a toast to the nation at the Police Administrative Building as part of the upcoming Independence Day celebrations. The toast is a traditional event held in honor of Independence Day and typically features speeches from the Prime Minister and the Police Commissioner. The NTA, through its General Secretary, Tim Timal, has communicated their concern to the current Police Commissioner, Earl Herwood Christopher, arguing that proper protocol dictates that Griffith should be invited given his past role as police commissioner from 2018 to 2021. And that concludes your news in 90 seconds.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
And welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, viewers. We are just one day away from celebrating Independence Day. And I just hope that you, whatever you're going to be doing, you're going to have some fun and be safe, and also reflect on why we are Trinidad and Tobago. But, just moving on to some other things within the space. Yesterday, I don't know if you paid attention to our news. Yesterday, we brought to you a story about some people within Tuko that had some concerns about the elections that were held just about almost 2 weeks ago, I should say, where Mr. Ainsley King was voted president of Tuko. We want him once more. And so just to clarify some of the allegations that were put forth by some disgruntled members within Tuko. We have been joined now by Mr. Ainsley King. So good morning and welcome to you, Mr. King. How are you? Mr. King, good morning. Okay, well, we seem to be having some technical difficulties. So just to put a perspective on the issue now, some members of Tuko are saying that the elections that were held were not held in true transparency and fairness. They didn't get a chance to participate in the way that they would have liked, and they are claiming that Tuko does not support some of the tents in Tobago. They questioned where the funding that it gets from both the government and the THA, because the government would give subventions to Tuko to give to Calypso tents and so on, but the THA would also give as well. So these disgruntled members of Tuko, or unsatisfied members of Tuko, are having concerns about where this money is going. So hopefully we can get Mr. Ainsley King on pretty soon to give us an idea of what's been going on from his perspective, to kind of clear the air as to what these allegations are all about. And of course, Calypso.
Yeah, good morning,
Good morning and welcome to you, Mr. King.
Morning, my dear. How are you?
I am good. Great to hear you. Great to see you.
Yeah, well, I haven't been in Tobago for a while. I just come into Trinidad just to hop out back to New York and so on. But, I'm here to treat with the allegations that presented. I got the opportunity to look at them from another television station. And when I looked into it, what I saw there was a group that only was consist of 2 financial Tuko members. All the others, some were not members, and some were previous members who are not financial, So right now, according to this whole scenario, I am really responding to 2 financial members of Tuko, which is Lezian and Ingrid Bratwit. They are the only 2 financial members that were there yesterday. And with regards to concern of the elections and so on, we had the general election. And once the election bell is rang, what happened? Notification goes out to every zone, and we haven't been doing this yesterday. This is decades we have been doing the election. So once the general election is called, automatically the zones, we go into the zones after. And what you find happen is that interested persons will prepare themselves and be ready for nominations and so on as soon as the time is ready for the zones. Because once we go through the process, because we are a constituted body, and we cannot operate anyhow. We have to work in accordance with the Constitution. And so far, we have followed every rule within that Constitution to conduct our election affairs. So what I discover happened there is that people who did not seek their own interests, 1, to secure their membership status, and 2, to pay attention for the disbursement of information and so on. There was a lapse in that. So it's like people did not seek their own interests. Another thing, the 2 people involved, I know for a fact that they were campaigning with some of the candidates that ran against me. So we need to go before that, because the election, and the evidence are there on the social media platform, where if you zoom into their pages on Facebook and so on, you will realize that they were part of the campaign. So they were quite aware that this is the election period. But what I noticed is that they were so busy doing other things, trying to make sure that they support who they wanted to support, which is their rights. But at the same time, it is important that they pay attention to their own interests. Added to that, our membership financial, the people who were eligible to vote was somewhere around 78 persons. And all these persons receive information. So it's rather strange that these 2 people did not get the information, right? But with regards to the funding process and the claims being made concerning Tuko getting money. Now, under Act number 33 of 1988, gives Tuko declared Tuko as the governing body of Calypso in this country, and therefore, as I mentioned in an interview, that we have to go through the same process as any government in Trinidad and Tobago across the world. We have to go through the election process in order to spend taxpayers' money. And what you find happen over the years, because these two people, they came together because they have they have their own Calypso tents. And over the years, we had this kind of pull and tug, where the assembly was constantly being tugged into it and being involved. And they have benefited from that, because the most from back in 2019, when we had to go to court, it was a pull and tug, because the said Lezian Ellis and the Masters and they were able to convince the THA and the people of the Festivals Commission to divert the funding from the recognized body to them. So this whole thing is really about funding and a group of people who choose to separate themselves from the recognized body of the Tobago Unified Calypsonians organization, which is the one that is recognized by Parliament, and started their own thing. But in the struggle for finances, they continue to try to put the organization into disrepute, undermining, and also defame characters of members of the executive. Me as a person, I have faced a lot of it till I had to even put the same Ingrid Brackford to court, and to give her an opportunity whereby she had the opportunity to confirm some of these statements and allegations that she consistently continued to make about me, and she couldn't even do that. So this is the kind of situation that we are facing here. And I want people to understand that with these two people, Tuko consists of close to 100 members. Where are the other people in this? So when the statement is coming out that a group of Calypsonians, this is a minority, a great minority, is only two persons, and these persons tend to act as dissidents. Basically, actions is actions that you will find from people who are opposing the leading party or opposing some legal or legit group, that kind of thing. And this is the situation that we have been faced with here. So with regards to the concern of the election, we have been doing everything according to the Constitution. And I've investigated, and I've discovered that a blast went to the membership list of Tobago. A blast went to the numbers of which I, as a member, got the opportunity to see that blast. So with regards to the concerns that are going out there, it seemed like they are in another world, or something is going on that the majority of members and other people in the organization is not aware of.
Now, how would Tuko sort of fix this problem, or at least fix the discord amongst, or make sure that there isn't any fractures or anything like that happening within the body?
Okay, well, what I could tell you, we are very much on our way, because one of the things that happened over the past years, during the Kelvin Charles administration, from since then, what you find happen is that a majority, which is the legal body who was elected, had to face discrimination because of a few people who would have continued to carry false information for the purpose of getting the attention or being financed by the Festivals Commission or the TB, and they succeeded. Because up to now, the heritage and all that, when you look at it, if you investigate and look at it, you will realize that the heritage is being strictly run, basically by some of these people, right? Supported by the government. I had a situation where a secretary told me, as a recognized body, as the president of Tuko, that she have been hearing things about me. And based on that, she has chosen to discriminate and have no dealings with me, which was totally unprofessional. And added to that, I want to make this abundantly clear. I am now the president of Trinidad and Tobago Calypso and Calypsonians. And by all means, I take my jobs very seriously. And there is no favor towards Tobago different from any other zone. I am now the father or the leader for everybody in Tuko. And based on the election results, it is clear that is recognized and that is respected, right? Because I won by a majority. I won by what you would call a landslide victory, right? And that victory expressed a lot of confidence, which I appreciate very much. So I'm hoping that in Tobago we could get this situation fixed. But first of all, the secretaries who know better, that they and all had to depend on a majority in order to get the kind of autonomy and power they have to run their affairs. And it is not correct to allow a minority, but they have been supporting a minority over a majority, a legal majority. So when they start treating with it from that level, then it will start. But this thing will have to stop. It will have to stop, and it is stopping. This is why a group of people who has chosen to walk away, because the discussion before the election was for the assembly to take over the legal rights and authority of Tuko, but that is not going to happen in the near future. It is not going to happen. So I guess everybody's trying to fall in line. But what you find happening here is that these people they were caught off guarded, and they are only left with one choice. But it is too late because they did not give themselves the opportunity, which they had ample time to do so.
So then what's going to be happening now with the funding going forward? Will Tuko still also receive funding from the THA for Tobago?
But that is law. That is law. But you see what happened? What happened is that a precedent have been set because they continue to receive money from the assembly. So to say that they are not being funded, maybe they are not getting what they want, the amount they want, but they are being funded consistently. And if you check the records will show that up to last Carnival, they received funds from the assembly. But what happened is that they want equal stature as Tuko, which will not happen and cannot happen. It's only now that they are showing interest in trying to come into an election. But as I said before, the process, we did everything within the correct practices. But what happened is that they got caught with their pants down because the intention to run for office, it is clear that it was a late decision made by these two people. And I'm saying these two people because it is time after this interview and beyond, I am going to talk out. Along with that, these people come on national TV and made some statements that they don't have any evidence or proof to. And I have already contacted my lawyers and so on, even some of the Facebook posts. And I intend to actually take actions to bring an end to this level of ignorance that people allow themselves to dwell in and continue to bring the organization, especially in the Tobago area, into disrepute.
Are you worried that these incidents and these comments and so on might cause some discord amongst the Calypso community itself, whether or not people are members of Tuko?
But the thing is, there is already discord, and discord have been there for a number of years. This have been so for a number of years, and I'm saying this is the time to bring an end to it. And this is why I'm making these statements, because it seems like it is news to you. But if you review the history, this is how it has been for years. And this is not about no election. This is how I had to go to court and to stop slander against my name. So this is what it is. And thank God that Trinidad is there, because if it wasn't for Trinidad, I mean, the respect that I now receive, I would not have been getting it. Because these are fair people who intention is to treat with what things as they see it, and not to create what is not there. And I have a serious concern, and I'm throwing this out to the public, because we are considering to look at giving self-governance to Tobago. But I want to say that we have a lot to work on, and we need to work on our people, because when I look at it, I think that is something that people need to look at closely, because to me, the way we think and the way we act, we have to treat with that before we consider getting into self-governance, because we could end up in some problems.
All right. And then as we wrap up, I just want to give you a few moments to even just speak to the Calypso community themselves as to the way forward and as to Tuko's goal coming up as we prepare for Carnival and so on?
Okay, well, the way forward, we have a lot of improvement. I'm here. I just stayed back for the interview because I came in from Barbados last night, and your producer asked me to come on the show like 4 o'clock this morning. So I stayed back, but I am heading to basically deal with the inauguration of officers of the new Tuko board, and in going forward, the approach is to really lead this organization into prosperity and expansion. And the challenges that Tobago is now being faced, that kind of approach to the thing, we will have to stop, because where this thing is going and where this thing is heading now, there's no room for that. So my advice to the members in Tobago, the wisest thing is to clear your minds and let's move forward. And when I say move forward, I have never projected any kind of hate or segregation or any kind of evil intent towards any of you all, and I'm saying that this is something that you all have evidence about. Because if the question is to ask, what have Ainsley King done to you all, you would not have any sensible answer. I am here to serve everyone. I am here to honor my responsibility as the leader of Calypso, and the wisest way forward, because I have no problem in negotiating, because my negotiation have been successful in Trinidad in a big way, and I have no problem in negotiating because I know, and I'm speaking in Tobago terms now, is money all you want? And I have no problem in negotiating that for you. And your tent and everything could stay as it is, but the approach to destroy people's character, the approach to go on television and continue to lie, and I know that what you all are doing, you are trying to defend lies that you have already told by running out there, because in the first place, you all didn't even want me to become the president, because you all fought very hard to get other people to come out victorious in front of me in the election, but it didn't happen. And I'm saying the way forward is for us to accept reality, be professional, throw away the lies, throw away the deception, and let's go forward. Because I'm in a position to help, and if ever there's a time for Tobago to get ready to move forward, is now. And there was a point made that of the lifetime members. When that happened, the lifetime members, I was not present. What happened is that this list came to us, and the only lifetime member that was listed there from Tobago was Binley Benjamin, and I was totally against it. But I'm in a position to fix it, and that is one of the priorities that I will work on. Added to that, the membership of this organization, I heard that a statement was made that we in the COVID period, 36 Calypsonians was put on a list. That is because, let me explain something. The membership process, every member is on a form with a picture, and you have a bio in the back, and that has to go through the Trinidad executive, the general council, and a meeting has to be called for a member to be accepted in the organization. And after discussions on that member, once it is realized that the person is eligible and there's no flaws or there's no false information on the form, the general secretary, the president, and the welfare officer of the organization signs that form. So there's no way that it makes sense, and to go on television to broadcast that and project that high level of ignorance, I am saying that is not a sensible thing for a big mature person to engage themselves in, because it is not true, and it is far away from the process, and there's no way that people in Tobago, any zone, could just take people up and make them members, because the zone does not have any authority or power to accept members. The general council are the ones who have to accept these applications. So I'm saying the time has come, and the wisest way forward is to stop, because I intend to take action, and it doesn't make sense that I continue to put you all in court and have you all having to pay a lot of money. Added to that, there's a specific person who have breached a court order, and the only way forward could be a jail term, and this is how serious this thing is. So while we are in Tobago and believing that what is happening, we could do anything and say anything, I am just telling you all, you are treading on professional grounds, and you all have to understand that we cannot live anyway, do things anyway, because we are governed by law. We are governed by law.
I want to thank you so much, Mr. King, for just giving us your perspective and, of course, your side on this whole matter and bringing the clarity that we need with this situation.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. All right, viewers, well, we're going to go to a quick break, but don't worry, we have a lot more for you on the program when we come back.
Morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The end.
IDB Chair Fair 2023 is on. Join us at the Scarborough Esplanade on Wednesday, 30th August from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. the day before the holiday for an evening of fun, education, and excitement. As the Inter-American Development Bank in Trinidad and Tobago, along with the Tobago House of Assembly, invites you to bring out your family and friends. Exhibition booths and cultural displays, health and wellness festival featuring TT moves, giveaways, and much more. This event is free. Fun can make a difference at IDB Chair Fair. Contact 822-6400 for more info. Trinidad and Tobago will celebrate its 61st independence anniversary on Thursday, 31st August 2023. Come out and support our armed and unarmed troops for the annual Independence Day Parade at Parade Grounds Bacalet starting at 8:30 a.m. Later, we launch the Tobago October Carnival with Bago Jam at the Shaw Park Complex. Gates open from 5 p.m. and from 8 p.m. we have the annual Independence Fireworks from the Shaw Park Field, celebrating 61 years of progress and development as a people and a proud nation.
Tobago Updates viewers, we are being joined right now by Mr. Ruben Clement, who is the director of Tour Tobago Limited. And even though we're talking about moving Tobago forward digitally, well, first of all, good morning and welcome to you.
Morning, Candice.
And yesterday at the Inter-Island Transportation Town Hall meeting, you were one of those people that contributed. And there was a whole lot said in terms of how are we going to treat with this problem that keeps being a problem that we can't seem to solve after so many decades?
Well, to be honest, Candice, this problem has become generational because when I'm looking at it, I remember when I was going to Scarborough Sec, and those times, we had this problem, right? So this problem is not new to Tobago. What really needs to happen is people need to start to talk the truth about really what's going on here in this sector. Right? Because people cannot be investing money. Even the government and all. The oxymoron in this as well too is that the government is investing money too.
Yes.
You understand? Not just the private sector, but the government has invested money over the years into Tobago tourism sector. I am one of the person that actually was part of that. And I have engaged a lot of new technologies and a lot of things. And think about it, you have to develop. Now, I had to actually, Candy, this is the funny part. I actually had to diversify my company twice, right? Because when we got the loan guarantee and we started to move on, we diversifying your business and all of this. the island crash. I was in England in 2004 with them when we came back here. And we're looking to push new ideas in tourism. If you look at some of the local sector and a lot of the young people in the sector, there's a lot of great ideas that's coming out. But there's nowhere for it to go. You understand? And right now, where Tobago has come, because people have to tell the truth that Tobago tourism has crashed. Now, is it crashed politically, or is it the private sector wasn't doing enough, right? And we have to be honest in there. They have to, the Trinidad government have to stop playing politics with Tobago, right? Tobago have a lot of young people is being lost by the wayside, you understand? And sometimes when you're talking to young people now, is that they have great ideas, but what I do? What I do? And you see that despondent behavior, right? And I have walked Tobago, Candice, to bring my business back to where it is. And I'm telling you, not back as 100% as yet, but I'm fighting with it, right? Because I will do that to the end of my being, you understand? But the reality factor is we cannot go and sell a tourism product to our new generation coming without fixing what has been going on in the past, right? Now, the port issue is one of these big problems because you cannot be investing money, telling people come here, you book, you say, okay, I'm having 40 people this month to come for tourism, and then half of them gone because they can't make it to Tobago, right? And this has been going on for a very long time. And Candice, really and truly, somebody have to say it. The politics that they are playing with the tourism sector in Tobago in the private sector, it has to stop because there's too much money now. It reaches a state where the state itself is investing and crashing it at the same time. So we need to understand, right? Look at international flights that is coming up, right? We haven't invested into that, right? So we don't know how shaky the international market gonna do for Tobago coming for this winter season, right? We're gonna get 1 or 2 cruise ships. How are we targeting the world now to see Tobago and all we have to look at locally? But transportation now, I don't know, Candice, if you ever went to the Hotel Institute.
Yes.
Right? And if you do one of the modules up there, one of the things they tell you is transportation is the key.
No, but it's the very definition of the WTO's of what tourism is, the movement of people from a tourist-generating area to a tourist destination.
Correctly. And if I'm bringing somebody into my company, and it's the things I teach them in tourism, the basics. You understand? And think about it. Think about this thing, how bad this thing is. Now, Candice, you know me a long time. Look at me, I'm getting gray. I'm getting gray, Candice, right? And Tobago tourism is not getting off the foot. So are we going to sell this same thing to other judges? Tobago is good, Tobago this. Let's get into tourism. And then after what you see, those same people have to run look for a government job. Because why? It cannot do anything for them. They have crashed. All the business has gone through. And the safe net is to go and get a morning job. Right? Now, and we need to talk this thing.
And then the funny thing about that, as you mentioned that, is that we're telling our young people to be entrepreneurs, to go out there, be your own man out there and so on. But we're not providing a market for them either, or we're not enabling a market for them.
Correctly. And then think about it, as the topic is digital technology we discussed it here.
Yes.
Right? No. How do we foster the right technology for our people to use? Now, yes, we have the WhatsApp, we have the Facebook, we have all of that. But you have to remember, these products came from somewhere, right? Now, if you're looking at what's going on in the global marketplace, Elon Musk right now is actually turning Twitter, he turned Twitter into X. Now, that's going to be the everything app. Right? With Tobago have its own everything app, although I will tell you, Candice, we do have it already. I've done the job.
Yes.
Right? I have done the job. But at the end of the day, it takes people to have balls and support real things that is happening in Tobago. I am not a beggar. I don't go about begging people, Candice. I've worked with a lot of young people in Tobago to really move. I had my good days, I had my bad days, but I haven't given up. Right? And I believe Tobago is one of the best products in the Caribbean. I still feel that way at my age today, right? And I believe I will believe that for the next years to come. But the politics between Trinidad and Tobago is affecting our tourism sector, right? And we have to talk the truth about it, right? The transportation sector cannot be caught up in politics. Because I will tell you, Candice, we could sit down as we talk in here and let me talk, because this thing is something goes on and on and on. so you could track it. So let's track it. Now, when is the general election coming?
2025.
So we're going to get international planes coming back. We're going to get everything working so that we will have a picture to show. You understand? And I have watched this been going on for years and years while young people invest in their capital in Tobago, right, and don't know how it will ever come back. And then you have to remember perception, people's perception sometimes of you and all wanes on you as well. Because they believe, well, he's doing that, and he could have done that, and he could have done that. You understand? But they don't understand sometimes your dreams and your plan that you are bringing to reality sometimes is so big that it will shake people, it will affect people. You understand? And Candice, the things that I do affect people. You understand? Because I am not interested in Tobago tourism sector continuing how it is. You understand? So when the COVID and the COVID-19 and a lot of things have happened, I have looked at technology that could move we forward as a people, but works on the ground, literally on the ground in Tobago. That will move us where young people in Tobago could have a platform they could use in their everyday life, right? Anybody listening to this could always go and search, because I'm actually bringing Bago Chat, right? Is a comparison to WhatsApp, right? You could look up those things in the Play Store. But I'm not here to talk about, per se, my company, because if I do that, I will come back another time to, you know what I mean,
And
do justice to Candice.
Yes.
Right? But the reality factor is that Tobago tourism cannot be looked at as a joke anymore, right? There's too much investment here has gone on in a couple of years, and a lot of people is balling, right? People have to be honest, and we need a government that is sensible beyond the political norms of the day, that to realize there is people invest their capital, even the government, because this is the thing what I just laugh, because the government and all is invest capital back into Tobago, right? Do they don't want to see that money come back? So if we cannot get our sea bridge and our air bridge and our international service, do they really want us? So what's the economics in this thing? You understand? Are we going to prolong for generations to come and never get it done right? Right? Are we saying, is the business community in Trinidad, who comes here every year, do their boats, they do everything, they enjoy themselves. Few of them have a few houses and villas here. But when you look at the substantial investment, it's Barbados, it's up the islands, and look where our Caribbean Airlines is going to facilitate these businesses. You understand? Because we have business people in Trinidad that own hotels up the Caribbean.
Yes.
You understand? And this is the conversation that I have. What's wrong with Tobago? Why they not invest in here? Excuse me. Right? Why they're not investing in Tobago? Some people might say it's the political dynamics in Tobago, right? But if you come to do business in Trinidad and Tobago, where you don't have to go pay taxes and another state, but you're getting the same quality of water, you're getting the same everything. Is it that they don't think they want Tobago to look good? Because we have to ask ourselves all these things. What is the main reason why one of the best products in the Caribbean as a tourism destination is keep failing?
And then, I mean, as we're talking about digital, how we moving Tobago forward digitally and so on, I mean, that also plays a factor, the fact that, we can't do business here. The ease of doing business is terrible.
Correctly.
It is terrible. And part of that is because we have not embraced technology and we have not been digital in the way we've been operating.
No, I wouldn't say we didn't embrace technology. We embrace technology because we all use social media, we use all different platforms. But we're talking about local Tobago technology that is building out into the global marketplace. That where all products and services can go with our technology. You understand? It is like the man who's selling the pepper sauce, right? Somebody could able to go on an application and purchase that. You understand? So all these things is what is important, right? To move Tobago forward when it comes to digital technology. How do we package our products? How are we going to market it into Trinidad, into the global market? No, that is easy. But at the end of the day, people have to come to Tobago, utilize Tobago, right? And if they cannot get here, right? No, because I am telling you, to be honest, Candice, this thing is so funny, right? That I think I've dealt with people in the United States, Europe. I get cancellation all over the world, right? And the main problem is people cannot get it. If you talk to any foreigners have come here over the years, local Trinidadian, the problem is Tobago. So how Barbados is easier to get to than Tobago?
I was in Barbados a few months ago, and then when you looked at some of the planes that were on the tarmac, and I'm just like, I don't think even Piaco sees some of these airlines.
Correctly, and the thing about it is, right now, it's in aviation and traffic, and you have to remember some ties that goes back with our colonial story or between England and all these different things, right? So some of the airlines in Barbados is a beneficial of, ties that goes a long way back, and then the American market that is prevalent, right? So think about it. We have a tourism product here that we have to do a lot of upgrading. We have to look at training at a high level, right? From the Buku Reef and many different tour sectors, we have to bring them into the digital age, right? When we're talking the digital age, is that basically the Buku Reef and these things, and a lot of our products that is our everyday that we're supposed to be generating capital that could help us with marketing and all these different things. We have to monetize these things now, right? To help the situation with our marketing, because you cannot have the truth. And the next thing, Candice, actually, as I go in there, I got to sit to this far because I don't no longer have with you. You gotta remember, I actually went to England with Tracy David Celestine and all of them when we went to that World Travel Market, when the tourism agency was break up. I sit in those meetings, right? And it was one of the best things that we did when we was in England to have that discussion. And when we came back, I'm so happy to see that the tourism agency in Tobago was created. But you can't create something and it's underfunded and tell me, let it work. You understand? So there's a lot of institutions that we are creating that supposed to be beneficial to us, especially to move us forward, is not working. Now, I want to go back to the digital age because that is one of the main parts of the conversation. Now, technology is being used through the government sector here. We have 211, right? So I'm taking up from the Facebook and I'm talking about what we have on the ground operating. But what is operating in the public sector, you cannot look at it as the biggest growth pool. You understand? It's more of awareness and marketing. But in the private sector now, you need those growth pools in technology and new platforms. Because what we need to go now to deal with our marketing and a lot of things, we need to go to content creators. We have a lot of young people out there, you watch them on social media, they're doing a lot of stuff. But they are not guided. How do we guide our young people to bring forward the tourism package that we need today, right? Because we need a whole overhaul of the tourism sector right now, right? In every sector. So we're talking transportation. So we have to work on more than one thing at the same time to bring back Tobago tourism. We have to look at training. We have to look at infrastructure, right? Because look, for instance, I'll carry you here. We're talking about yachting complex and yacht. I wouldn't even have that discussion. And the fact about it, why we shouldn't have that discussion, because nobody should think that makes sense not to have that by now. As we are going into the digital age with yachting and the different ways of using yacht. So the thing is, Candice, there's so much things I could talk about.
Yes, we definitely need more time. And I keep getting the wrap up from my directors here. But Mr. Ruben, that just means that you have to be on with me. Perhaps we need the whole hour to get into this discussions, because I mean, you are one of those people that are just so embedded into the tourism sector. The knowledge that you have is quite vast, and we need to talk about some of these things.
No, because you see, the thing is, right, and there's a misnomer in Tobago sometimes people go around with. There's people in the tourism sector that have a morning job. They go to a job and they come afterwards. I have no problem with that. But don't watch a person who live and breathes tourism, right? Do not have a government job, gets up every day and go out there and create it. People have to have a lot of respect for that. You understand? And I am here because the fact about it is, in the lower market where most people will not look at, there's development, there's great ideas is happening coming to the digital market and what could happen for Tobago. But transportation have to be fixed.
Has to be fixed.
It have to be fixed, right? We have to look at the North American market. We have to study now, how do we utilize the Buku? How do we team our beaches?
And then to attract the North American market, we need to improve our digital
correctly, and the physical. Because you can't go by you should not go by in this century, you should not go by no beach facility and you cannot get a cocktail and the bartender is not skilled enough to give you a wide range of drinks. All beach facilities supposed to come with skilled bartenders, right, where you have tablecloths and things. When you go to some of the beach facilities now, they don't even care to put a tablecloth on the table. You understand? So because remember we're talking digital, that means we're talking pictures, people coming, they're taking pictures, they're showcasing Tobago in the global market, and it's how we want it to look. We don't have to have the biggest and the most fanciest hotel, but once we utilize what we have and we put the highest level of service behind it, trust me, Tobago could beat anything.
All right, so Mr. Ruben, you are going to be back with us, and we are going to be talking some more things in the future. But for now, we just want to thank you for being on and for giving us your perspective. It is very much valued within this space. So, but yes, so viewers, we're going to go to a quick break and we'll be right back.
Cheers.
Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the sky.
But this place is boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace Astanesia.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, it is the eve of Independence Day. Tomorrow we are going to be celebrating 61 years as a nation. And let me tell you something, it's a wonderful privilege to be a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. And we need to go out and celebrate being a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. But when we go out to celebrate, we gotta make sure that we are safe, and we gotta make sure that, you know, we are aware of what's happening, so we know what to do, what not to do, and all of that. So to give us a perspective and to make sure that we are all in the know. So when we go out and then we go out in our Trinidad and Tobago style, we can be safe, I'm sure. We are being joined by Acting Assistant Superintendent Stuart Duncan, who is here, good morning, from the TTPS to give us some ideas of what we should be doing tomorrow.
Okay, so as we know, usually with the Independence Day Parade, oh sorry, I did not say good morning.
Jesus.
My humblest apologies. So good morning to you and to your viewers. As we know, with Independence Day Parade comes traffic restrictions, parking restrictions. The legal notice 261 of 2023 which is available online for those of you who want to take the opportunity to go and read it in its entirety, provides all the guidelines as to where parking is, where the traffic restrictions and so on. But I can give you a synopsis now. The road would be blocked from backlit lights, traffic lights, all the way down to Mount Mary. That's on the highway. However, it should be from around 6 a.m. However, between Mount Mary and Wilson Road traffic lights, that would be open until 8:30 because we want to try as much as possible to ensure that there isn't any traffic congestion along the road, in the back roads especially, because of course we're diverting traffic. So if you're coming from the east, when you get to the backlit traffic lights, you're required to pass through backlit and come through Scarborough. And if you're coming from the west, then you're required to, you can go through Orange Hill Road or you can take the Mount Mary turnoff and you continue that route. Unless, of course, it's before 8:30, you can come all the way up to Wilson, but you can only go up to Plymouth Road. There will be no traffic allowed on the Wilson Road.
And when would it reopen again?
At 11 a.m. Actually, the legal notice says 11 a.m. But what we would try to do, because we understand that, limited roads and so on, and to make sure that the traffic is allowed to flow freely, what we would ensure is as soon as the parade clears the highway, that we reopen the highway.
Okay.
Right? But the rest of Scarborough would remain closed until 11 a.m. because you know that the dismissal site is at Garden Side. So Carrington Street at the bottom of Burnett there up until Wilson Road, Milford Road, that corner would be two-way. That is the only day it becomes two-way because generally it's a one-way street. Right? So anybody wishing to access the east would have to pass across Carrington, go up Burnett Hill, and then go to the back of Bacalet in order to get back to the highway at Bacalet Lights. Yeah.
Right. And so there will be, of course, police there. Where would people be able to park? Let's say they come to the parade, to view the parade and so. Where's a safe place that they can park?
According to the legal notice, it provides parking for members of the public east of the Dwight York Stadium. That is as far as they're allowed to come. Outside of that, you may have to, I don't know, probably, because it's a first come, first serve, who gets there first will take up all the space, and thereafter, if you want to access the route, you may just have to park in Scarborough and probably find a point along the route in order to stand and watch the parade come down the route. Yes.
Does the police give any consideration as to where, establishing areas where people could park during these events?
Yes, the legal notice provides all of that. FCB car park, what was formerly NIB, I think it is. There, Old Market car park is another. I can't remember the fourth one at this time, but there are four spaces the legal notice provides parking for members of the public. Yeah.
So that's until 11 o'clock. And of course, later in the evening, we have the fireworks. And I mean, we know all the families that want to come out, going to want to come out to see the fireworks and so on. So what should families be aware of?
So one of the things I would want to say is that there would be no blockage of the road or closing off of routes for the fireworks. So people are free to park in the usual spaces that would be available for parking on a regular basis. Of course, you cannot park indiscriminately.
Certainly. Be responsible.
We will have the wrecker on hand, and we know that the wrecker has been operating very efficiently over the past few weeks. So be cognizant of that. I would hate to see that you park somewhere and come back and realize you can't find your vehicle and have to, pay a $500 fee, as the case may be.
Yes,
so
just to view some fireworks.
Yes, just be mindful of that. The space is open, so you can find even in the morning, whereas Garden Side would be closed off in the evening, it's open. So you can use Garden Side, you can use Market Square, all these other spaces are available for members of the public to use. Yeah.
And so you're free to pass and go be wherever you are. For those who wanted to know exactly where the fireworks are happening, is it going to be at the seaside, or is it going to be completely in Shore Park with the Bago Jam event?
No. The fireworks takes place at the waterfront. It usually takes place there. So it's going to be the same place this year at 8 p.m. Yes.
Right. And throughout the day, there's going to be a regatta in town as well.
Yes, I understand
that. Is there any advice to the public for that event?
Again, we have no restrictions as it relates to accessing Scarborough. So once again, I would just like to remind people, make sure and park your vehicle in a place where it's designated, that is designated for parking, unless you want to be wrecked. Yes.
Right. I like that. And then what about just general advice for tomorrow?
So one of the things I want to encourage people, come out, view the parade, have a good time. The weather is we're having some unprecedented heat these days. So I'm saying, even though you come out to look at the parade, make sure you're fully hydrated, make sure you have your umbrellas and so on, so that we don't have an additional issue to treat with. Yes, we have made all the arrangements to ensure that our troops are properly hydrated and so on for the route, so that we can put on a nice parade for our viewers. I didn't mention the route continues the same as last year. So you leave Bacalet and come all the way down the highway onto Wilson Road, across Post Office Street, onto Gardenside Street, and we dismiss at Gardenside Car Park.
And of course, one of the favorite features of that parade is that fire truck that, gives us a little sprinkle to help cool us down in the heat.
Yes.
So we're going to be having that as well?
Well, I would suppose so. The fire service didn't indicate anything different, but I would believe that would still be the case. Yes?
Right. And then, as we think about the parade tomorrow, what does it mean, though, just to be an officer as you're preparing for that? Give us a little idea of, just what goes into making sure that happens, so that you all could be the best on display for that day.
So for me, I love to be on parade, because to me, it's a sense of pride. You're able to express that sense of nationhood. Yes, that I am serving my country, and I can, project myself in. No, I really love the parades, and I think, officers, the troops on parade, that it's a opportunity for them to show forth their talents and to showcase themselves and, to look good, for the benefit of all people. Yeah.
And then why should we as citizens, just sit back and be able to appreciate you guys on display?
Okay, because we are here to serve. Yes. We are called servants of the people. So we are doing this for them. So we want you to take the opportunity to enjoy what we are presenting to you. Yes, we know that, the things in the nation aren't always aren't all that great, but this is an opportunity for us to just take our minds off everything else that is happening in society and just be able to share this moment together as a country, to say, well, yes, we have reached 61 years of independence. We are considered a free people. Yes, a lot of nations don't have some of the things that we have, and we need to be thankful for the things that we do have. Yes.
And then as we go into tomorrow, is there anything else that you want to leave with the people?
Okay, so one of the things I would want to, in terms of, I know one space that people like to access during the route march is the Darrell Spring Walkover, and I want to just caution that would not be accessible this year. So everyone would have to, view the parade from on the ground. However, aside from that, I would just want to say, come out in your numbers, come out early, enjoy the parade, make sure you park your vehicle in a safe space, and have fun. But most importantly, ensure that you do what is necessary to keep yourself hydrated, given the heat that is passing.
Certainly. All right, I want to thank you so much with acting Assistant Superintendent Stuart Duncan for being on with us and giving us just a perspective on what we can expect for tomorrow as we get ready to celebrate you all.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, and I want to wish you, your viewers, and the whole of Trinidad and Tobago happy Independence Day from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Be safe.
Certainly, of course, most importantly, be safe. And our officers will be out tomorrow just to make sure that we are all safe as well. And if there's any issue, we know that the TTPS is always there for us to serve.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. And viewers, yes, we're getting ready to wrap this morning's show, but I just want to wish you all a happy independence. It is such a wonderful thing to be a citizen of this nation. It's not all perfect, but let's all work together to see how we can make it a better space. We are in control of our space. So let's take the power into our hands and use it to make it what we need to be. So thank you so much for being with us, and go out and celebrate tomorrow. Wear your red, black, and white, and just celebrate our nation. All right, so thank you so much. I will see you again not tomorrow, on Friday. But don't forget, we have brunch coming up at 10 o'clock.
We are people